Good morning, afternoon, or evening. My name is Ben, and we are going to do a Let's Pixel tutorial again today. And we're going to do a boss idea that I had for my Grain War game. So this is kind of a mini boss creature, and I've got an image right here that shows me doodling in my college notebook. And this is kind of what the creature is going to look like, so we're going to use this as a reference. And I like to draw some of my stuff out on paper before I do pixel art for it. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes, because on paper I'm able to do it very loosely, and it's easy for me to throw down a bunch of ideas really quickly and then pick the best one from there. Sometimes on paper I even just do silhouettes like I do with pixel art, just to kind of imagine what it could look like. Or even you can even do like stick figures type stuff and then just add a little bit of thickness to the lines. That's a pretty cool trick as well. So let's open up. I've already determined a size. I think I want to do this. So let's open this up. And I think I might be able to, let's see. I might be able to grab Game Maker, throw it against here. And for starters, I might be able to do that. So I've split my screen so I can have one on one side and the other on the other side. Let's do this. Now this creature, I'm imagining that this creature is made of some type of obsidian type rock, and so that's what I'm going to kind of stick with here. So it always does this to me. Keep current color scheme. Well, let's see. Let's just change it. It says it's performing slowly. Whatever. We'll just switch color schemes. Okay. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more on this guy, and I'm going to start off with a dark kind of gray. And we're going to, let's see, I'm going to start out with a silhouette like I always do. I like to do that. I'm trying to imagine Man, I do a lot of imagining in my pixel art videos, don't I? Just always imagine. So, let's see. His arm is going to come out like this a little bit. I'm not going to even worry about the head quite yet. So, and then these are going to come like this. Ish. Something like this. This arm's going to come from over here more. Let's not worry about that back leg yet. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit of an outline here. You can see it doesn't look super great yet. Probably never will look super great. Now I'm going to go for a lighter color for the head, and the reason I'm doing that is so I can distinguish between the two right now, even though it's still kind of in outline form. And man, it's got a Pikachu head. Oh my gosh. I didn't notice that before. Maybe it's a Charizard head. Actually, it kind of looks like Charizard head. Let's see. Okay, so there's a very interesting start to what I want to do. It's not exactly what I'm wanting right now, but let's touch up some of these a little bit. I didn't want them that thick. I just started with a thicker brush because I can throw stuff down faster, but I didn't really plan on keeping it that thick. And this, wow, this is clear in the heck over in the wrong spot. This needs to come this way more. And throw in some more things like this. Dang. Okay, I want this one to be straight. That. And then for the second one, I'll probably do every 2. That looks pretty good. And then for the third one, we'll do every 3, I guess. Makes sense, right? Well, the third one needs to come up from higher. Actually, the third one might go straight across, like this. That actually looks better to me. Let's do, I'm gonna leave it like that for now. And if I start singing randomly, I am sorry. I have this song stuck in my head and it does not want to leave. I will try my best to not sing for you so that you can be spared that. Okay, let's see. Well, okay, I'm gonna start. I'm imagining that the darkness now, the outline that I've done, I'm gonna kind of leave that there. So what I'm doing now is everything that I do now, I guess, is going to be like like where the light is gonna hit this thing, right? And because of that, I'm actually gonna make my head brighter. Maybe not quite that bright though. A little bit darker still. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So now everything I do is going to be where the light's going to be hitting this thing. So we're going to have some light hitting it up here on these. So I'll probably go halfway on these. Yeah, something like that, I think. Well, yeah, let's try that first. And then, okay, this is going to be his shoulder right here. Like that. And then he's got this arm coming. And I've got an interesting little thing happening with this arm where each piece is like separate from the other pieces because he's like rock, right? He's made out of rock. So I might kind of separate these a little bit. And then the other thing about the arm is that it's got a really skinny part. Let's do 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. That looks pretty good. We'll do one more 2 maybe. Like that. Okay. The interesting thing about this arm is that I've got like this skinny part and then a thick part coming right after it. So, in fact, I inverted this. This should look more like this probably. Whatever. Whatever, Ben. Whatever. We'll just leave it like that. Man, that looks bad. Holy cow. So what I might end up doing is just leaving the second part black, because that actually looks better to me. So let's throw in some, I want to give him eyes so we can start to distinguish here. And I've determined to do red eyes, which is very generic, but who cares? It's my creature, and I kind of like the idea of him having red eyes. Actually, no, I forgot. Everything in this game has white eyes. Giant white eyes. Okay, so that looks pretty good. He's gonna have like a darker nose kind of thing. So that looks pretty good. Looks kind of like a Pikachu still. To me anyway. So I'm actually going to color this lighter color again. And then I'm going to grab an even lighter color to give this lighting. So this is like the dark of the face. And then I want to give this a little bit of love as well. That needs to be lighter. So one thing, it's starting to look pretty good. If you zoom out and look at it and it looks pretty good, that's when you know you're doing good, because you gotta be able to zoom out. I can't even describe how important that is to your pixel art. It just is not the same if you can't do that. There we go, that's better. Face went over too far that way. Okay, I'm gonna highlight these. Maybe I'll just go halfway on this one. I think I'll probably go halfway. Man, this is like significantly larger than the other pixel art that I've done for you guys, so this video might take a little bit longer. We're not going to animate it though. Yeah, that would take forever if we were going to try and animate this thing as well, because as you can imagine, the animations for this are going to be fairly complex, and that would just be insane. See what happens with this. Wow, I went so far as to do 3 colors on this one. Normally, like on my other ones, I only did 2 colors. But this one's quite, like I said, it's just more complex. It needs that 3rd color in there. That 3rd shade, I guess, in this case, since I'm not using colors, but no. So one thing I'm trying to do here, and I want you to notice this, is in the back, kind of back behind stuff, I'm trying to use only the 2 colors. Now why is that? Well, that's because I want everything in back to be pushed to the back, right, visually. And so I'm using the brighter colors and I guess I'd say higher contrasts in front, and that pushes everything else to the back. So everything that I do in front kind of pops out a little bit more now because of that, because I'm using the brighter colors. So that's kind of a trick that you'll learn is when you, and I don't like that, what I just did. When you, like, using only the 2 colors in the back is going to push that stuff back further. Where I've got this brighter color in front, it's going to bring it forward a little bit. And that will help distinguish between, because here's one of the things about this sprite is it's got a lot of things going on with it. So it's going to be really hard to distinguish what's going on. And that's why I'm trying really hard to keep the back down to only a few different colors, because then the anybody viewing it will be able to more easily distinguish what's in the front and what's in the back. It's kind of just classifies it for you, and you can just easily tell. And I'm trying to decide about this back foot. Because I want that to be there. So it's kind of hunched over. This creature is kind of like crouched. It's like Gollum, right? Or whatever. Hunched clear down, which I think is a cool effect because of the spikes. The spikes kind of add to that a little bit, make it interesting. Let's do 2. And that's getting really close, like really close. See if we can put some of this lighter tone on this front arm here. And I don't know how much I'm going to do with the front arms. That I might. That looks pretty good. I think I'll just leave it like that, the front arms. Maybe give this hand a little bit of a base with a light. So you can imagine the light coming down from above a little bit, right? And how it's going to hit this hand on its top, but not really anything there. And I don't really profess to be that great of an artist. I took some art in high school, but I'm not like a professional. I don't do this all the time. I do have a little bit of a background in it. I've done it a little bit before, and so I kind of know what I'm doing. But I do have quite a bit of experience in pixel art, and that comes basically from game development. So the head doesn't stand out very much to me right now, and I'm not exactly sure what to do about that yet. There are a couple things that I might try, but first I want to see what this looks like inside of my actual game, because right now this is just like, it's obviously not in the game right now. And I want to see how it looks with my other images, because one thing that you'll learn is it's more important that your images match, and I've probably said this before, but it's more important that your images match than that they are like amazing sprite art. The most important thing is that they match. So I'm going to center this thing right here and center my image and come into my game, which I've had to rewrite the artificial intelligence. I've been using Wind Waker as an example for my artificial intelligence, and so I'm not quite done rewriting the artificial intelligence, but let me create an object, and we'll call this object Sidian. And we'll just throw it in the game and look at it. Okay, that looks pretty cool, honestly. Its perspective doesn't quite match the game though. It looks too much like a side view. So I'm going to actually alter that just a tad. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to grab the whole creature, push it up a little bit because I've got room for that now. And then I'm going to grab just this arm right here basically. And a little trick you can learn is that if you hold shift you can select more and add that on. And then I'm going to pull the arm down. And what that's going to do is it's going to add that extra little bit of perspective. And I'll push the shoulder up a little bit. Fill this in black for now. I might change that later so it looks a little bit. Let's see, I grabbed a little bit of my head there actually. So this needs a little work still, obviously, but this is looking pretty good. So let's go look at it in the game again, and I think just pulling that arm down will be enough to change the perspective a little bit so that it looks better in the game, and that looks pretty good. There is one more thing I'm going to do though, and because of how dark my character looks, this doesn't actually look good enough to me, these colors. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab our intensity. And if you, let's see, not the intensity. Maybe this doesn't have, GameMaker might not have an option to increase the contrast. So we might just have to do that manually. So I'm going to grab our dark color here. I'm going to darken it a little bit more. And then I'm going to see this color picker right here. This is really, really cool because you can click that and it changes. It's like a fill, only it grabs every single color in the room that's that color. So that's really awesome. I'm going to grab this and make that a little darker. Not quite that dark. Okay, that's looking pretty cool. And I might leave this lighter color in still because I want it to have a little bit higher contrast. So let's look at that in the game and see what that looks like. And this is something very crucial, is that you check stuff with your game. So yeah, that's looking really cool now. That's going to be an awesome boss, right, in this game that you can fight. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited about this character. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'll do some more sprite art tutorial videos this week, and I'll continue to do the Risk of Flame tutorials. So I will see you guys later.